Hello and welcome back to Cinema from Mars, your source for weird and wonderful cinema recommendations. What if I told you this Criterion sales season, some of the best deals aren't traditional Criterion releases? What I'm talking about is the Criterion Premiere line, which is a line they started a few years ago to highlight award-winning international films, young filmmakers, even some recent auteur directors' work. They're normally $30, but with a sale this month, they're only $15. It creates a tremendous value, and there's so many great hidden gems amongst them. They're easily overlooked because they don't have spine numbers, but they have the same care and respect that you would expect from Criterion. So today I'm going to talk about 8 of these films. I'm going to talk about a sci-fi movie, a thriller, a drama, and I'm even going to talk about a 3D movie. So let's dive into these Criterion premieres, and let's talk about some of the best hidden gems that you can get this season. First up, we have a great film from a wonderful Canadian auteur. We're talking about David Cronenberg's The Shrouds. We all know David Cronenberg. He directed great movies like The Fly, Naked Lunch, Scanners, Brood, Crash, The Good One, Existence, Videodrome, History of Violence, Eastern Promises, Spider. The guy's directed so many great movies over his career, and this is another wonderful one. This came out a few years ago, and he returns with one of his most personal films yet. This stars Vincent Cassel, Diane Kruger, Guy Pearce. What it's about is a businessman. He creates this technology where it allows families to spy on their decomposing loved ones in their graves, called the Shrouds. What begins as an unsettling kind of meditation on grief soon evolves into like a mystery involving surveillance and conspiracy and obsession in the typical Cronenberg way. Vincent Cassel's playing sort of the Cronenberg-esque character in this, the proxy. Cronenberg had recently just lost his wife over many years of marriage, and this is definitely his kind of grieving film. It's definitely a B-flavored type film, maybe because of budgetary constraints, but that doesn't matter. It has very, very interesting concepts. It's kind of sexy, it's kind of weird, but very, very watchable. So I can't recommend highly enough The Shrouds on the Criterion Premiere line, and it's only $15, so you can't beat that. So that's The Shrouds. Next up, we have Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cloud. You may know him for another movie that's in the Criterion Collection, Cure, wonderful serial killer 7 type movie. I had only seen that and this, and now I'm very, very excited to check out a few of his other movies like Pulse and Tokyo Sonata. What this is about is the character plays he buys like bulk amount of goods and flips them online in sort of these like eBay auction type sites. He kind of gets mixed up with some unquestionable business practices. He kind of buys stuff from the wrong people, and they kind of are on to him. He moves into like the wilderness with his wife, and stuff starts happening. It's kind of a neo-noir. It's kind of an action movie. It's kind of a, current topic type film with the selling of goods and things like that, and very, very enjoyable. I really, really like this. It has a nice propulsion of action and thrillers, and you kind of don't know where it's going from there. So there's a great one to pick up, Cloud. Next up, we have a sci-fi movie that I was very excited to pick up after I saw a trailer and read the premise. I'm talking about The Beast. This is directed by Bernard Berlanti. Probably ruined that, but it's an ambitious sci-fi film romance which follows 2 leads. One is Lea Seydoux. You remember her from Inglourious Bastards or Blue is the Warmest Color. And the other one is George McKay. We most know him from the main character from 1917. So what it's about is AI in the future kind of erases human emotions, and the story shifts between 3 time periods and tests the love, I guess. It's 1910, 2014, and 2044. Pretty long movie. I always thought it was very good on the first watch, but it's definitely one of those, you watch it twice, you probably would really click. But one thing that I really, really liked about this movie, it has one of my favorite mid-credit scenes I've ever seen in a movie. It is super cool, super creative, and even if the movie was, hard to comprehend maybe in first viewing, that end credit really will stick with me. So that's The Beast. Next up, we have a wonderful film called Evil Does Not Exist. This is directed by Ryuichi Hamaguchi, who also did Drive My Car a few years ago. Really like Drive My Car. Maybe it was a little long, kind of a slow burn film. You have to be in the mood for it, but super, super good. This I really liked even more. This one isn't as long. I think it's 106 minutes. It's sort of a story of a widower hermit kind of character and his young girl. I think it's his daughter. He really cares about the environment. He's kind of a, steward of the land, if you will. And the town is having meetings about a developer setting up these like glamping sites on to help tourism come into the town. So they have a presentation in the town, and he kind of discovers that though the glamping site's going to be over there, there's going to be water that comes downstream that's going to hurt the environment even further. He sort of convinces the two people from the company, but their hands are tied because they're just kind of the message people. And it's pretty interesting. This movie goes places where I didn't expect. It's kind of surreal. It's very interesting. It deals with environmental. It's just a beautiful movie from beginning to end, and it left me questioning a lot of things, and really, really recommend it. It was very, very fun. Check this one out. Evil Does Not Exist. Next up, I promised you guys a 3D film, and this one is a 3D documentary called Anselm. This is explores the celebrated artist Anselm Kiefer. He did a lot of sculptures. He does a lot of these like mixed media things with fire and burning. Just one of those artists that kind of dips his hand in everything. This is directed by Wim Wenders, who did Paris, Texas, Perfect Days, Wings of Desire, all in the collection, all great films. And when I heard there was a 3D documentary coming out, I jumped on this immediately. I didn't even really care what the subject matter was. I've always just been curious about the 3D technology. I own a 3D projector, so I'm able to view it that way. But this is a modern documentary that just came out a few years ago, and it really, really was neat. I really learned a lot about the artist, and the 3D was good, and I'll definitely be checking this out numerous more times just for, the 3D aspect of it. So don't space on this one. It's a really fun 3D movie if you got a setup. Next up, I have a movie that the trailer really hooked me. When I learned about the movie, a lot of these Criterion premieres, I immediately Googled the trailer and watch them. And this one had a phenomenal trailer. I'm talking about Misericordia. This is directed by Alan Garati. It follows a person that returns to his hometown to go to a funeral of his former employer, and he reconnects with some old acquaintances. Some weird burning desires, some jealousy, some long-held secrets begin to surface, and it transforms the whole town into a weird, darkly funny, predictable thriller. There's a lot of stuff going on in this. It's sort of quiet, but then it starts ramping up. It's got a weird quality to it. Watch the trailer, you'll know what I'm talking about. Really, really like this. Best film of the year by this critic here. I read a lot other top 10 lists that year. This was on a lot of them, and I'm really glad I watched this one. Watched this with my wife. We had a good time with it. $15. Can't beat it. Next up, I'm going to change to a different note, and by note, I mean a concert film to an extent. We're talking about Ryuichi Sakamoto's Opus. If you don't know anything about this is Sakamoto's last, I say concert loosely, last time he played his pieces, at least in public. He was dying from colon cancer. His son directed a film that explored him just on a piano, no audience, just going over pieces of music throughout his career. It was beautiful. It's sort of heartbreaking. Some of these songs just have a different resonance, knowing that he's going to pass away in a few months, because that's what he did. It's simple, it's elegant, deeply moving, and really, really cool. We know his music from Last Emperor, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and he also did The Revenant. So if you're looking to, just be bowled over by a beautiful, concert and beautiful music, you can't think anything better than Opus. Really recommend this one. Please check that one out. And lastly, there's a really fun French movie that was nominated for 11 Caesar Awards at the time. I think this came out in 2022. It won Best Supporting Actress, and it won Best Original Screenplay. We're talking about the movie The Innocent. I've always liked neo-noirs. I've always liked gangster films. I like romance and comedy films. And it's kind of a mix of all of that. Both stars starting to pick up, and they're in a bunch of other French films these days. The one that won Best Actress, she was in Portrait of a Lady of Fire. So anyhow, this is about a young man marries an ex-convict that becomes convinced that his new stepfather is kind of planning another heist. So everything just kind of gets all mixed up, like a lot of these movies kind of go, and you just see what happens. Very fun movie. It's only, I think, 95 minutes, so it's really quick, it's really easy, very light, and just another great movie to pick up for $15. So it's very accessible. And there you go. If you've been skipping out on the Criterion Premieres because they don't have spine numbers, hopefully this video changed your mind. At just $15 during the Barnes & Noble sale, these are some of the best bargains in physical media right now. They're excellent contemporary and modern films that receive the Criterion care and presentation that we've known to expect. It's a fantastic way to discover some great new movies without spending a ton of money. Let me know in the comments which Criterion Premieres you plan on picking up this month, which one's your favorite, and if there's any I should check out. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I have a few videos here for some other Criterion recommendations. I hope you check those out. And until next time, this is Cinema from Mars, your source for weird and wonderful cinema. Thank you, and keep spinning those discs.